Hi, folks. How you doing? Rev Paul here from Trinity Anglican Church in Cambridge, Ontario, and from the Sent, God's Church Deployed, with this week's Message from the Truck. What a fantastically beautiful day today has been as we prepare ourselves to march straight into Holy Week. We are on the cusp as we prepare to celebrate Palm Sunday, tomorrow morning, Sunday of the Passion, for many who will hear that story for the first time this year, as we make our way very steadily and very quickly through the last week of Lent and into, of course, the great celebrations that are just a week or so away. I wanted to come in and share a couple of reflections I was thinking of, particularly as we enter into Holy Week. And then, of course, there's some announcements, but really there are too many announcements to share. So it'll probably be a fairly quick message from the truck this week. But I wanted to share a couple of things with you. First of all, as some of you are already aware, many of you are already aware, that Reverend Charla and I have been trying to find somewhere to live. We've been making our journey through open houses and sales meetings and all of that kind of thing, trying to find somewhere to call ourselves home, somewhere to plant our feet and say, this is where we are and this is where we're staying. One of the things we've been doing as part of that journey, of course, and many of you have probably already done the same thing at some point in your life, or maybe you've been at the other end of this particular story, we've been going to lots of open houses. It's really interesting when a realtor asks someone to have an open house to sell a home, and I know I've been at both ends of this scale. It's a little bit daunting, don't you think? I mean, the opportunity for who knows how many strangers to come wandering through your house and opening up your kitchen cupboards and checking inside your closets and all of that kind of thing. It's really a matter of exposing an awful lot of yourself to anybody's desire to look and see what's going on in there. And it can be a little bit overwhelming, I think, in many places. I know Reverend Charlotte and I have commented a couple of times, I feel like I'm snooping when we're looking in closets to see how much room there is for all of the hanging shirts and dresses and pants and all of that kind of thing. And you feel like you're really invading somebody else's space. It's interesting as we enter into that because as I reflected on that this last week, I thought how very interesting that is as we enter into this holiest of weeks, as we enter into this journey with Jesus towards the cross, just how vulnerable and open Christ makes himself for us as we make this journey together. How we can truly see his human side and how we can see his holy side. How we truly see the struggle and the commitment to what it is that his ministry was calling for, what it was that he was placed on earth to come and do. And I find myself kind of in that same journey as I enter into Holy Week, a deeper week of reflection, a deeper week of fasting, a deeper week of prayer, as I wonder what it means for me to open myself up spiritually. How do I allow people to see who I am slightly differently during this Holy Week? How do I allow my prayer life to open up those things that I think I hide from God? And let's be honest, nothing's hidden from God. But those things that I think that I've been able to hide from God, and I open them up and I allow God to open up the closet doors and see what's inside and open up the cupboards and see what's in there. It can be a pretty daunting experience if we truly take Holy Week to the full experience that it can be, that opportunity to share with Christ in that last little bit of the journey, that opportunity to feel what it's like to have the great shepherd of the sheep, the great Savior, the Messiah, to volunteer to wash our feet, to take the form of a servant, to offer himself on the cross, and then to see just how opening that is to our own journey, what that means to our own spirit as we consider that he died for us, that he offered himself a servant for us, that he offered himself an example for us. So I want to leave that there for right now. I think there's lots of reflecting to journey through with that as we enter into this holiest of weeks. And I want you to truly give yourself the opportunity to open yourself up, to be vulnerable, to be open to what God has to see, what God has to hear, what God needs us to be. And I encourage you to do that with the comfort of knowing that your clergy are always not too far away to have a conversation. Your fellow members of the church are never that far away if you need somebody to pray for you. I encourage you to do that, living in the confidence of having so many Christians around us who are willing to help us in that journey. I'll leave that there for right now. Lots of stuff going on over the course of the next week. Of course, we have our, Sunday we've got worship at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, a procession of the palms, and then, of course, the sharing of the Passion. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at Trinity, we'll be hosting evening prayer preceded by Simple Supper. So supper that starts at 6 o'clock. I'm sharing with you a little bit of my own journey. I usually take an opportunity to fast through Holy Week. So I fast from evening through until the following evening. But at evening time, at supper time, I break that fast with simple suppers. So usually soup and bread and maybe a glass of water or something to that effect. Maybe for those of you who are coffee and tea drinkers, I suppose that would be okay. But I invite you to join me as I break that fast each day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A simple supper at 6 o'clock, followed by worship at 7, as we share in evening prayer. Of course, Thursday is coming. Thursday means that we will be sharing in that service for Maundy Thursday, that day when we receive the great commandment to love one another as Christ has loved us, and of course to prepare ourselves and our worship space for the solemn experience of Good Friday. So 7 o'clock on Thursday evening. That is preceded by the choir's soup dinner, and that's at 5. So slightly different on Thursday. Soup dinner is at 5. The other days of the week, it's at 6. On Friday, we will gather for Stations of the Cross at 9 o'clock, followed by our solemn worship at 10 o'clock for Good Friday. For those of you who are wanting to, I will stick around the church on Friday for an hour or two. For anybody who would like to come and offer a personal confession, I'd be present and willing to listen to that for you as we offer our prayer to God, asking for that forgiveness. Of course, we're going to be stuffing the pew cushions on Saturday morning, and we've got the Easter Vigil on Saturday evening at St. John's in Preston, and then we're there. We've made it to that celebration of the great resurrection. So I'm just going to leave that there for right now. There's so much going on. Do read your email. Do check the website. Do check our Facebook page and all of that kind of thing, and you will find those places where we gather, where we connect, where we offer ourselves together the opportunity to journey towards the great celebration. I think that's probably good enough for right now. My friends, as we enter into this Holy Week, I pray especially spiritually for you that you keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. This can be a treacherous week, and if you need that help rounding those corners, please don't hesitate to look for that help with your beloved Christian brothers and sisters that are around you, or reach out to me as well. So again, as I said, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. Blessings to you all from this week's Message from the Truck. Bye for now.